Hey, Generations, I want to put a couple of things on your radar. Thing number one, we continue to look at facilities. I want to remind you, we have a facilities team of 5 individuals: Brandy Osborne, Daniel Pike, Mike Sloan, Diane Stein, Donnie Welch. And we have been looking at properties high and low all throughout Nicholasville. And we continue to do that as we look to see where we will land after the Lone Oak Golf Course Clubhouse. Several of us did look at a space that's for lease that's part of the Ollie's complex on the south side of Nicholasville. And this has quite a bit of square footage to it. I'll be honest, this is the first space that I've seen that I walked into, and instead of, we could make this work, felt, wow, we could do this and that would happen and this would be amazing. And it had that kind of quality to it. The cost, not so sure. We're looking at something that's anywhere from an 80% increase to almost double what we're paying now. We're not sure that's something that we want to do or not. So we're taking a couple of weeks to chew on things and number crunch and do that kind of stuff. But I just want to ask you, would you pray? Pray for Generations. Pray that we have wisdom and clarity about what our next step is and where we should go next. For example, this space that's in Ollie's, the pros to it are things like we could more than double in size there. Parking would never be an issue. We could put money into the things that really count, like kid spaces, hosting spaces, and that kind of stuff. The cons, definitely the immediate cost, right? So there's some things. So would you just pray? Pray. The second thing I want to put on your radar is that on Saturday, there's a trivia night at church. If you got friends, invite your friends, bring them in. It is 8 rounds of trivia. It is a taco bar, and it's childcare. Yes, I think it's $10 to get in, $40 a family, and you'll want to bring some dollar bills to bid on desserts, to pay for extra drinks, stuff like that. So bring some dollar bills when you come with you. But this is going to, the youth that work this event, whatever money they bring in is going to reduce their cost to go on the mission trip this summer to Eastern Kentucky. Let me talk for a minute about mission trip. When I do surveys with youth and I say, so tell me about the things about youth group that connected with you. Tell me the things that didn't connect. What would you change? Where did you feel like God was really using you? Where did you hear God the clearest or sense God's presence the most? And those kind of questions. When it comes to really feeling like they're encountering God, really feeling like they're being used for God's kingdom, having things connect them with their faith and living it out on macro levels. Do you know what they mention consistently? Missions trip, missions trip, missions trip, missions trip, missions trip, missions trip. So this is why we go, because it is a huge thing for the faith development of our students. And so I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting them and doing this missions trip this summer that will benefit folks in Eastern Kentucky and benefit them in their own faith development. So those are 2 things that I wanted to put on your radar. And you could be praying for the youth as they prepare and as the youth leadership team prepares to go. And that'll be the last week of July into the first week of August. That's when that trip takes place. So thank you for believing in what God is doing in and through us in the community, and keep praying, gang. In the meantime, I will see you Sunday. Sunday is an Intergen Sunday, and by then I will be clean shaven.